You're watching the Isaiah Factor Uncensored.
And welcome back to the second half of the Factor Uncensored. Thank you for joining us tonight. Now, did you have to fight high property taxes this year on your home? If so, you are not alone. With inflation and what some call a recession, many homeowners are looking at ways of saving money. So some are challenging those spiking property taxes, but one expert says this is not a task you should do on your own.
Shad Bogany, real estate expert, joins us here on The Factor Uncensored. Shad, a lot of people are still complaining about their property taxes, rising property taxes, and of course, a deadline has already passed to challenge them. But what can people do in the future to keep those property taxes down? Obviously, you can go and have an appeal, but how do you even start that process?
Well, the first thing you need to do is that they send those letters out February, March. And a lot of times the letters come to consumers, homeowners, and says, this is not a bill, but it really is a bill, but it's a bill for the future. So at that point, I would advise you to open up any bill from the county and talk to them when they open the bill up, look at what your property is being assessed at. At that point, you should, in my opinion, you should hire a tax protester to go in. I've never protested my taxes myself, Isaiah. I always hire an expert to go in and do it. So you're going to see what they're assessing your bill at. So you have May 15th to file for a protest. If you miss that date, then you have to wait till next year. So my feeling is that the moment you get the bill from the county or appraisal district, you open it up, see if you are okay with that bill. The thing that I would want you to know is that that bill is for tax purposes. Doesn't tell you really that your house is worth that. It's only based on taxes. So a lot of people get those bills and say, oh, my house has gone up in value. Well, not really. What they've done is raise the value up for assessed purposes, assessing your property or purpose.
So that's really of no value to the homeowner, right?
No value at all. It's just what they're going to protest, what they're going to assess you in November for your taxes. So that's why you always protest. And even if it goes up a little bit, still protest. Most tax protesters, if they don't get the value down, you don't owe them anything. So it's really important that the things that can control your monthly payment, you have control over that. That's taxes and insurance.
Is there any success rate in individuals doing it themselves for those who say, I don't want to hire an expert to do it, I want to do it myself? Can you do it? Have people been successful doing it themselves?
Yes, they have. They have done it on their own. Normally, I'm going to say, unless you have data, and a lot of times the person who sold you the house may be able to give you that data, but you're dealing with people who do this all the time versus someone who doesn't do it all the time. And so my feeling is that you could do it. You may call your realtor and ask your realtor to give you all the souls in your neighborhood for the last year, and then you can get kind of an idea. I believe the tax service still have iFile where you can do it online. You can go in and tell them what you think is worth, and then the computer will accept or not accept. And I think that's called iFile. But that's a system they set up because they're so overwhelmed with people protesting, they don't have an idea. They can't get to everybody. So this is a way to do it. So what I'm going to tell you, if the computer says we will accept what you say, you're paying too much.
Now, for individuals who decide to hire a tax expert who will go in on their benefit, what's the price of that for those who are wondering?
Well, it's normally based on the percentage that they save you. And so what I'm going to share with you, think about taking off from work. Think about taking a vacation day. Add that cost up. The key is that if they don't save you anything, they're not going to charge you anything. And a lot of times when you don't wait till the 14th to hire them, the moment you get that I call them love letters. The moment you get that love letter, you immediately start doing your research. At that point, most real good tax protesters are going to look at it and he's going to tell you whether or not he can save you any money. When I got ready to protest this year, the guy that I used turned around and told me that, hey, you ought to sit tight. And that's what I did. Didn't even protest this year.
Got it. Got it. Shad Bogany, real estate expert. We appreciate your time. And thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. Obviously, we get a lot of emails and people are concerned about property taxes. And I'm sure you have guides or will lead them in the right direction. Thank you, sir, for joining us here on The Factor.